Hello everyone, here we are back again for year 4. As I said in my previous video, this year is going to look a little bit different from the other ones. I'm going to do a few things to upgrade my efficiency and grow some different crops to make more money. The first thing I'm going to do is move my seed makers into the greenhouse. As someone in the comments was so kind to point out, it would save me a lot of time if they were all right there beside my crops. I wouldn't have to run back to my house and then back to the greenhouse. This one should have been obvious for me. I've just always made a habit of putting them in my house for whatever reason. Now, obviously, much less walking involved. I'm not going to plant anything at this point because the spring crops just aren't worth the money for the effort anymore. Now that it's past 9 o'clock, I'm going to head into town. My first stop is Pierre's, the store. First thing I'm going to buy, the bigger backpack. Best 10,000 gold I ever spent. Now, a quick visit to the blacksmith, because I'm going to buy a whole bunch of iron and a whole bunch of coal. And get my hoe upgraded. It's a bit of a luxury, but it will save me time. And saving time is what I'm all about. Now, in case you're wondering what I bought all that iron and coal for, you turn iron and coal into bombs. I now have 75 bombs. Bombs are very good for mining. They make it a lot faster. Instead of individually hitting rocks with your pick, you just lay a bomb down and it blows up every rock in the area. You find resources very quickly, and you also find the ladder down very quickly. Basically right now I'm just after quartz because I want to make some more sprinklers. I don't need a whole lot of it, but I do need some, so I'm going to start on level 40. Still can't remember why, and just start bombing everything. And of course, a quick bomb demonstration. Instead of individually smashing all these rocks, taking up valuable time and energy, a single bomb clears pretty much the whole floor. Then I just run through it, collect my stuff, and on to the next floor. This strategy is expensive. It's definitely one of the reasons I like to make so much money, and it works very good for Skull Cavern. And because I find so many resources with this strategy, I basically find enough iron and coal to make a bunch of bombs for the next trip. 11 PM, I'm going to head back to my farm. That's enough mining for the day. I found 6 quartz and a whole bunch of rocks. I was aiming for more quartz, but that's okay. That'll still in essence give me 6 more sprinklers, and I think that's about as many as I took out of my field anyway, so that's going to be that. So here's my 6 new sprinklers to replace the ones I removed for my greenhouse. And I feel like I still have a few extras. So I'm just going to place them so inefficiently right on the edge of the river. Now, a few more days sleep, all the way till the 6th. It is really nice to not have to constantly plant and harvest the crops this year. Finally, time is going by very quickly. With a little luck, I might actually get to some of that endgame content in this video. We'll see how long it takes me to get to where I'm going. Putting these seed makers in the greenhouse here was a really good idea. I really wish I'd thought of that sooner, so thanks again for whoever posted that in the comments. Because now while I'm waiting for seeds, I can be reseeding my crop at the same time. You may also notice that I've made more seed makers. I realized that it wasn't enough. Having a few more will speed up the overall process by a large amount, and I'm going to have even more as I have more gold bars currently in the oven. There is a surplus of 99 seeds, plus 1 ancient seed, and it's only 1:20 PM and my next crop is already seeded and watered. So now that that's all done, back to bed. Actually, since I'm up past 9 AM anyway, I might as well go get my hoe, otherwise I'm going to go to plant my next crop and not have it. It's the 22nd of spring already, which is amazing because it feels like it was just 10 minutes ago I started this year. Also, I've realized there wasn't really a lot of point in upgrading my hoe because it's just going to do this every time. That's not going to save me any time at all. And at this point I'm unable to make any of the little tiles you can put under the sprinklers to stop them from doing that. But the hoe was going to have to be upgraded eventually, so whatever, it all works out in the end. And once again, time to deal with all these guys. And another really good comment that I picked up in the comment section was that if I hold my seeds while harvesting the crop, I plant them and harvest them all at the same time. So as long as there's a surplus of seeds like I have, I can do it all in one. How very efficient. And here's my new seed makers. Now I have lots so I can process these seeds even quicker. All my seedy chores are done, 12:10 PM, and I have a surplus of 205 rare seed. As you might have guessed, I'm building those up towards fall, where I can plant at least 300 of them with all my sprinklers. And since it was past 10 AM when the bus becomes available to the desert, I figured I would stretch my legs, come over here, and buy my starfruit in anticipation of summer. Now, as you can see, they are very expensive, 400 gold each. I'm going to buy 700 of them. That makes 280,000 gold. But it's like the old saying goes, it takes money to make money. So obviously it took me a few years to get the money to do this, but now that I am able to do this, I'm going to have a lot of money. And all that money out of a few quick harvests that are taken care of by my sprinklers anyway. I pretty much just sleep till the money's there. Also, I don't want to forget the fertilizer. Now that I've purchased all my seeds and fertilizer, I'm going to sleep till the start of summer. That was fast. Time to clear my field, hoe it all, and then plant my expensive seeds. I've determined that it's probably faster just to go ahead and hoe my field like this and knock out a row of sprinklers at a time, at which point I can simply run back and replace them all fairly quickly. At the very least, it's a change of pace, so it's a little more entertaining than my usual method. There, 5:30 PM and all my very valuable starfruit are nicely seeded, so in 13 days they will be ready. But before that, on the 10th, my rare seeds will be ready to be flipped again. This year is just flying by, taking no time at all. 10th of summer already, my starfruit are at half-mast. They're coming along nicely. I really can't stress how much nicer it is to play the game now that I've grinded through the numerous crops in the early years, and now I can just do a few quick crops a year like this, and make so much money. Here we go again. Actually, I just screwed that up. The speed grow is not there, so I'm going to just kill these seeds and start again. I know what you're thinking. I could have restarted the day and saved those 4 plants. Nope. If I do this enough times, I will get a free crop of ancient fruit because I tend to get one for every harvest now. Job's done. A few more days to my first starfruit are ready to go. And thinking ahead, I'm going to need fertilizer for fall when I plant my rare seeds. And I don't want to have to run to the store that morning before I start, so I'm going to buy them now because the store is already open. Nope, it's not open. It's Wednesday. I think on the day I harvest my starfruit then, I will buy more fertilizer. 13th of summer and my extraordinarily valuable starfruit are ready to go. I also realized that I don't need any more fertilizer for fall because I already have 350 or so in my backpack. So my little screw up actually worked out for the better, otherwise I would have just spent money on fertilizer I had no immediate use for. Got them all harvested and reseeded, 9:20 AM. Gonna throw these in the bin. We'll see what they're worth tonight. 195 gold quality, 96 silver, and 36 regulars. So there you have it. 369,000 gold. That's right again, 69. So obviously these are hugely profitable. I spent 280,000 and this is only the first harvest and it yielded me 360,000. So my 280,000 gold investment is going to give me about 720,000 gold back in 2 harvests. It's also very quick and very easy. It's the 26th, my rare seeds should be ready to go again. These are already ready to go again, but I'm not going to harvest them till the last day. But I feel like I'm missing a scarecrow right about here. There was a crow there this morning and I can't remember if I had one there before or not. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. Back to my rare seeds. So this process one more time before I plant them outside. Done. Bedtime. Last day of summer. Simply need to pick all these guys up, place them in the bin. No seeding, no screwing around. Mission accomplished, starfruit collected. Similar numbers to last time. And there you have it, another 360 something thousand gold. And now, the day of the crop that I've been waiting for. I'm finally able to plant over 300 rare seeds, which of course turn into the very valuable sweet chamberry. I'm gonna make a lot of money this season. 4:30 PM, all rare seeds fertilized and planted. Time for bed. These should take 24 days to grow, actually 22 days I believe. 14th today, these are done, so I'm going to flip them all, that way I still have the 100 plus seeds I need to keep a greenhouse going. Okay, got that over with, straight on to the big money. 90 seconds later, here it is, the fully grown sweet gemberry crop. There you have it, by the numbers, 196 gold quality, 102 silver, and 30 regulars. Let's find out how much those are worth. 870,000 gold before going to bed. And a moderate profit of 1,354,000 gold for a single harvest. There's the numbers, not too bad. And just like that, I have well over 2 million gold. And this year went by super fast, so this is all working very well for me. So now that I have a healthy surplus of gold, I'm going to go ahead and buy some more iron and coal. If you haven't already guessed, those are for making more bombs. I can make 100 more bombs. As I'm wandering around waiting for the pub to open, I'm hoeing the little feeler things that stick out of the ground looking for artifacts. And I was lucky enough to find a rusty spoon, so that's going to the museum. I've also found an anchor, something I've never found on any of my files. Not sure if that's new with 1.1 or not. Now that the pub is open, I'm gonna go and buy more salad and coffee. A winning combination if I've ever seen one. That should do 277 salads, 154 coffees. As you may have guessed, I'm gonna do a Skull Cavern run because I need to start getting Iridium to make all sorts of tool upgrades and sprinklers and stuff. So I've skipped to the next day because I want to maximize my time in Skull Cavern, so I'm going to sit here by the bus stop and wait patiently for the monster known as Pam. She shows up at 10 o'clock. Here comes the lovable drunk now. It's definitely a wise decision to stock up on bombs before coming to Skull Cavern, because obviously you're not likely to have the iridium needed for an iridium pick, and a gold pick is obviously very slow. And to help skip me down a few floors, I'm simply going to make staircases out of the surplus rocks I've been collecting. Every 10 floors betters your odds of finding iridium. These will take me almost to the first 10, so that's a start. 10 seconds and almost 10 floors later, I'm right here, floor 11. Another benefit to doing Skull Cavern like this is I'm going to find a lot of Omni Geodes, and those are full of artifacts and valuable stuff. I've now hit an infested floor. Seeing as I don't have a galaxy sword or even a very good sword at all, I'm fortunate enough to have enough rocks to make a staircase so I can just skip through it. Otherwise, this would take a long time. I found my first hole, or shaft rather, on floor 14. An easy 6 levels. Hopefully I find lots more of those. And here's another one already. 5 floors. Always keeping my health topped up of course, because the enemies here do a lot of damage and jumping in the holes do damage. My very first Iridium Node on floor 28 at 1:40 PM. The other thing I want to find while I'm down here is a Prismatic Shard. I might get one out of all the Omni Geodes I find, but it'd be a lot easier just to find one out of the Iridium ore. I was starting to get impatient, so I used 3 staircases in a row, used all my rocks, and landed on an infested floor of course, so now I have to take the time to manually clear it. It is just after 11 PM, I've made it to floor 66, and I'm gonna call it a day here. That wasn't too bad of a run. Obviously I've gotten way deeper before, but I was definitely more prepared than that. Looking at what I found while I was down there. 14 Omni Geodes, 23 Iridium, and an assortment of other fairly useless stuff. So, crap's in the bin, Iridium is in the furnace, I'm going to bed. My mining skill leveled up overnight. I was a little curious if it would do that, even though I wasn't using a pick, I was simply blowing up rocks with bombs. So, fun fact, that levels up your mining skill. Today I'm just going to go process my Omni Geodes at the Blacksmith, and hopefully I get some artifacts, and a Prismatic Shard would be wonderful. Turns out, I got 0 Prismatic Shards out of those geodes, but I feel like I got a few good museum donations. I got a solid 1 new donation. Okay, I'm actually going to end the video right here on the 27th of fall. That's right, I'm not going to do a full year this time, because I'm not sure what I want to do with this winter yet, and I feel like I've got a lot of good stuff in these first 3 seasons anyway, so you probably won't even notice a difference. Usually I just sleep through winter anyway. So, like always, questions, concerns, comments, throw them in the comments. As always, thanks for watching.